Bonjour, comment fais-tu? Je suis ici parler la Wrestlemania. And how it's going to be, I think WWE is more putting their, they're batting for the fences with Wrestlemania over the past couple months, considering that this is a spoiler for anyone. You can see from the title as well. I've considered it to you guys now these days. But in the okay, this is a spoiler by the way. In the upcoming weeks, I think it's next week, the week after, 2 weeks from now, there's going to be a SmackDown Super Show, and it's going to be in Dallas, Texas on October 11th. And that's going to consist of a huge show, pretty much a Raw on SmackDown. It's going to be SmackDown Super Show. And that's going to consist of many things: title matches, Battle Royal, and most importantly, the return of DX. And they just had a special appearance, but nonetheless, Shawn Michaels working the Big Show only brother. He's going to be on SmackDown now. And I think that's, in itself, is pretty huge. And I think the other matches that were announced on the American Airlines website was Cena and Del Rio for the WWE Championship, and Randy Orton versus Mark Henry for the World Title. And there's going to be a 40-man over-the-top rope battle royal, which is odd for SmackDown, but I guess that's how you throw your Yoshitatsus and your Tyler Rexes all in the ring, kind of give them their limelight for the old 2 minutes they're in the ring. But anyways, yeah, this is why I think that this is going to be kind of a test run to see if Dallas could hold a WrestleMania. I think being in Houston, I think they were in 25. I think Texas is it's a huge state, so obviously you get full of wrestling fans. They sold out the whatever building they were in 25. And I think that WWE is testing, if we do WrestleMania next year in Dallas Stadium, could this be, if we have a big enough card, will we have a sellout show? And I think the last time they tested this was the SmackDown that I went to when Edge returned. They were hyping up Edge's return, Trish Stratus, Bret Hart. It was pretty much a big event, a bigger than usual SmackDown. And even the events that happened on that SmackDown, such as Sin Cara returning, you had that was about the major thing. It was morely about Edge being there, and just the show overall was very good. And the matches were not they all kind of had some sort of meaning to it. And I know you had a tag match with Christian and Barrett versus Sheamus and Gabriel. You had Daniel Bryan versus Sin Cara, and a couple other ones I don't see. And then the Cutting Edge was the main event. But fact is that I think having these big SmackDown shows, well, not Raw shows, because Raw, I think, is able to get a lot of attendance just because it is that live show, where SmackDown's kind of that B show. But if you have a glorified B show, will more people attend? And I think that's what WWE is trying to test by having these huge SmackDowns. And if more people show up, I think that could lead their city, example Toronto or Houston, for being the host of WrestleMania 29. And honestly, I don't think Toronto's going to get it, because I was there, the building was empty. Not even joking. I was sitting, you guys are the ring, I'm sitting on this side, and I'm looking, down, and that whole section behind you guys is all empty. It's scattered here and there, but the 300 level on the top is empty. No one's sitting there. And I think, honestly, because so many people were scattered around, if you were to move everyone together, the building would be half full, honestly. It was not even close to being a sellout. It was a little embarrassing to be there, honestly. The people were loud. It's just, Toronto has been a wrestling city for how? Maple Leaf Gardens, it goes all the way back to Ric Flair's telling stories on how he used to wrestle there, pick up some Canadian chick and ride Space Mountain somewhere, however years ago. And now it's you can't even sell out the Air Canada Centre. And I think over time it's because I think the last legit show they had in Canada before that weekend was almost a year and a half to 2 years ago. No, it was in May when I met Jericho. So it was a while ago. I think it was at least a year ago. A year and a half. So I think over time, I think they had one house show, and a lot of people who were kids, they thought it was a legit show, because I know a guy who went to the show, and he said, you know, there would not even a firework went off there, and I was like, it's a house show. So I had to explain to him the difference between a house show and this, and then I think a lot of people just got turned off by that, and now it's like, they don't even want to go, because I asked the guy if he's going to SmackDown, he said no. And I think if Houston does sell out, which I have a good feeling they probably will, I think WrestleMania can very well be in Dallas Stadium next year. And I think this coming SmackDown is going to determine that. If it's a rowdy crowd, if not even rowdy, it could be the dead crowd, but if they're sold out in a SmackDown, it means a lot. And I think if they have a good enough card, why not? You know, Toronto had their hometown boy coming home, and, you know, first time since he did retire, and you couldn't even sell out the building. Well, there you go. Leave your thoughts on where you think WrestleMania could be, because I honestly think this is the two finalists, Toronto and Dallas. And tell you the truth, I think Toronto struck out, and they are heading home. And that's all. That's all I think. So I'll see you guys in the next video.